The title of this video is Self-Image and Weight Loss. I used to care about my weight greatly back in the day, in my early 40s. And you probably think that because I cared about my weight and my figure and my looks, that I look good. And you probably also think that people who are overweight or obese, they just don't care about their looks. They don't care about their health or their weight. And I'd like to suggest that it's just the other way around. Now, I know this goes against everything taught, everything known, against every fitness trainer's advice, blah, 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 blah. And I don't care. I don't care if it goes against everything you know. Allow me to explain. I say that overweight people struggling with their weight, they care so much about their weight, and that's why they're struggling. Their attention is constantly on their stomach or on their thighs or their butt. Their attention is on the topic. Their attention is on the fat or the weight, and that's why it grows and grows. Whatever you put your attention on grows. Have I not taught you that since 30 plus years? And are you then surprised if I tell you if you put your attention on the topic of weight and overweight, it's going to grow and grow and grow and grow. And after a while, I stopped caring. I stopped giving a damn about my weight. I stopped focusing on my weight, focusing on my stomach all the time. And I just ate whatever I liked. I mean, I used to do so many things in order to lose weight. I used to go to the gym to lose weight. I used to play tennis to lose weight. I used to do keto diet to lose weight. Keto wasn't good enough. Used to do carnivore diet to lose weight. Used to do fasting to lose weight. And that's just the wrong approach, because everything I did to lose weight was more attention on weight, more attention on weight, more attention on weight. And what's going to happen? Well, all that attention on weight is going to create weight. Now, does this sound crazy? I'm sure it does. And does it mean I don't recommend fasting, or I don't recommend gym or sports or whatever? No, of course not. I still go to the gym occasionally. I still do sports. I do lots of sports, actually. And I still do fasting. And I've described elsewhere why I do fasting. I don't do fasting to lose weight. I do fasting for spiritual purpose. I teach that fasting is to do without what you most want for some time. Because if you're dependent on externals too much, it becomes a spiritual problem, a consciousness problem. So I do without food for a while, or I do without sex for a while, or I do without internet for a while. There's so many things you can do without for a while. That's fasting, and it's a spiritual practice, okay? But I no longer do it to lose weight. And when I do sports, I do it for the joy of movement. I love playing pickleball, for example. I love playing soccer. I love playing tennis for the joy of the game itself. I love taking walks for the sake of taking walks. It's no longer everything in order to lose weight. I'm going to do this, because all those are, as I also teach, compensation actions. Okay, you do an action to compensate for a lack. And if you do an action to compensate for a lack, you're actually creating more lack. Now, there's also a belief that if you will take that walk, you'll lose weight. So these two beliefs conflict, and the net result is the same. You're probably at the same weight, okay? You do all this workout, walk. But if you're doing it in order to lose weight, the net result is going to be the same. And I'm sure many of you have realized that already and been frustrated as heck about it. Okay, so I still do all these things and enjoy them, but they're no longer done to lose weight. Nothing is done to lose weight, because everything that I do to lose weight happens in the assumption that I'm overweight, and everything you do in the assumption of something you manifest as reality. So after that, once I let go of caring, of giving a damn, you'd expect me to become obese. And I actually, sometimes I am overweight and sometimes I'm not. But since I don't pay attention to it so much, it just comes and goes naturally. Like for example, now it's January, and in January we naturally tend to eat a little bit more to keep us warm and safe, okay? So this video is made in January, but even though I have a little bit more, it doesn't matter to me. It's not something I pay extra attention to or say, okay, now I gotta work out extra hard, or now I gotta starve myself, or anything like that. But that used to be the case every winter, the same drama, okay? Oh my God. So it's all this noticing, all this, oh my God, it's January, look how fat I am, I gotta do something about it. And those days are long gone. Those days for me are gone since many, many years. And it's so wonderful because weight comes and goes, and I keep on living my life. Do you follow? So you can do all the practices and exercises you want. It's not going to affect you. It's not going to help you to lose weight until you, first of all, let go of the resistance to weight and just allow it to be. Like right now in January, there's a little more. That's fine. I allow it to be. Okay, that's just who I am in January. So what? In August, I'll be different again. Until you give up the resistance, give up trying to do something about it, to work and give yourself space, okay, and especially develop a different self-image. I want to tell you about self-image because fat people, they always look at themselves in terms of their weight. They're constantly looking at their stomach. They know nothing else about themselves but their weight, my weight. They feel and experience themselves in terms of weight and weight and weight, and they sit there in the evening guilty over how much they've eaten, and then they suppress that guilt, you know, and same thing every day. It's sad. It's sad, really. And I know what you're going through because I went through that way back in the day. You know, I've struggled with weight issues my entire life. And then they were gone because I let go. And then I moved to the US a few years ago, and weight issues came back a little bit because the food in America is not that good. As you've no doubt heard Robert F. Kennedy tell you, and he's right, okay? It's just no good. It's toxic. It's poisonous. And let's hope that changes. So for a while there, when I moved back to America, it started becoming an issue again, and then I had to remember my own principle, once again, to let go and not give a damn, to not give a damn. And then it started getting better, okay? But because of the bad food here, lots of processed stuff, lots of sugars, corn syrup, and all of that, it's a little bit more challenging. Okay, but if you have the right self-image, the right basis, the right template, it's not as challenging as other people have it. So what I recommend is that you quit judging yourself, quit pressuring yourself, quit resisting yourself, and looking at yourself always in terms of weight. Like if you go walking the city, do you look at the windows in terms of how you look, how your body shape? That's being obsessed with weight, being focused on weight gain. Okay, do you constantly look in the mirror how you look? That's being obsessed with weight gain. The more attention you give it, the more it grows. Ideally, you shouldn't give a damn. You should walk around town, look into the shopping windows and see the clothing there, or see the products there, and not always be vying for, have I gained, have I lost, what do I look like today, who cares? Do you want to spend the rest of your life preoccupied with this? Because if you do, and if you're going to be preoccupied with that, you're just going to gain and gain and gain until you're obese. Okay, the obese people, and not many people notice, the obese people, it's not like they don't care. They care way too much. They care way too much. And then it goes into the opposite, and they act like they don't care. Stop shaming me for my body. I don't give a damn about my body. I'm proud. I'm proud of my body. But that's not true. They're not proud of their body. They're just reacting to their own suppression of it and then pretending they don't care. Whereas if they genuinely didn't care and started loving themselves as they are and started feeding themselves with a different self-image, they'd actually get better. And this self-image is significant. It's the most important thing in this whole thing. It's self-image. What do I mean by that? I mean, can you get an idea of yourself as you wish to be? Right now, let's try that. I mean, you can imagine that your belt is tight, or that if you're a man, that your chest is bigger than your stomach. If you're a woman, that you have just the right figure that you want. Self-image, the right self-image. And not only do you need to visualize that, but you actually need to feel that in the body. Because if you visualize but still feel fat, it's not going to work. And that's why this is so difficult. It's very difficult to feel different than you actually are. So as you stand there, could you have the body feeling and body posture of somebody who's slimmer? Without tucking in your stomach. Why? Because tucking in your stomach is resistance. And that's what I've been talking about. What you resist, you focus on. You see the problem? So you need to let it all hang out. Maybe we'll do that first. Just let it all hang out. And then in this hanging out, you need to create a new self-image. So stop resisting yourself for a moment. Again, let's do it together. Let it all hang out. Get loose. Okay? There's nothing resisted. Nothing is being tucked in. There's no belt. There's no fake stuff, what the people wear to make them look slimmer, or clothing they wear to make them look slimmer. There's just letting it hang out. This is the way I am, so what? So sue me, okay? That's just the way I am. Maybe, yes, not maybe, but certainly before creating a new self-image, you release the resistance, right? So you gain an appreciation of the way you look. Do you know that this look is attractive to some people? Back in ancient days, being a little bit chubby was actually attractive because these people were considered rich, whereas skinny people were considered poor. That's one example of not resisting, of appreciating, knowing that there was a time where chubby people were the rich people, the good-looking people. Okay? And our fashion industry and movie industry has reversed this and actually made skinny people the good-looking people. But it didn't used to be that way for some time. There's also some women find fat men more attractive if these fat men love the way they look. For the record, if they don't resist their fat, they see it as bear or teddy bear or protective bear. Actually, a bear that's going to protect them. Hairy, fat bear. There's many ways to look at it that's non-resistant, okay? And some men like chubby women. They say that skinny women look like skeletons. There's nothing to grab, nothing to touch. Okay? These are examples of releasing resistance and being okay with who you are. Another way would be if I say, well, look, you're going to survive much longer than others because you have fat reserves. So if let's say there's an end time scenario, Armageddon or a war or alien invasion, zombie invasion, okay, and we're all out of food, you're going to survive the longest. You're going to be the last person standing because of overweight. And then who's stupid, and then who's ugly. You'll still be standing while all the skinny people will be the first to die. Okay, so you need to find a way to not resist And this is a practice not only for now during this video, but for weeks, months, years. Every time you tend to resist or judge or put yourself down, to let it all hang out. And then, once you don't resist, you need to go back to your self-image, to who you really are. I say who you really are, but for you it would be who you'd like to be. But we're calling who you would like to be who you really are. You get the programming? So who I really am, potentially, we could say, if you don't believe that you're already that, potentially, there's an ideal version of you that's neither too slim nor too chubby, just an ideal. Okay, because too slim is also not ideal. A lot of people, they make themselves look, they're so slim, they make themselves look sick. You know, they take Ozempic and then they look like, and that's not healthy, it's not good. Just natural. What's your natural self? Do you have an idea of that? And can you walk in that idea? Can you walk around your space just feeling what it's like to be that person? And can you henceforth wear clothing that makes you feel that way and discard all clothing that makes you feel fat, that makes you feel poor? Any clothing that doesn't make you feel right. Can you discard that? Okay, and that's the basis. The self-image is the basis that you practice over days, weeks, months. And by practice, I don't mean some harsh discipline. I mean every once in a while to notice any resistance you're having and to just drop it. Like you might be on your couch in the living room and it might be evening and you might be sitting there just feeling overweight, okay? Just feeling like you've eaten too much. You could try to relax into that. You could try to feel into that and just allow yourself to be fat, okay? Because the more you resist it, the more it comes. You could say, okay, that's the way I feel, all right. And then you could allow yourself to imagine how you'd like to be and feel instead, your ideal version. You could even get up for that if your body posture makes you feel fat. Walk around a little, work in the garden a little, whatever. That's the practice. And then after that, you can have all these other practices like sports, workout, diets, whatever you want. Fasting is really good. Doing without what you want most. It resets your health, resets your body. It just works. It's spiritually good. But as I said before, you don't do it with the sole motive of losing weight. You do it with the motive of doing without for a while, as a spiritual sacrifice. Okay? You sacrifice what you most want so that you turn within. It's a good practice. And it should be done every once in a while. You know, some do it every week, one day a week. Some do one day a month. And you'd be surprised how quickly you get used to stuff like that. Okay, how quickly it becomes normal, and then it becomes desired, and you want to fast. You know, or you could also go on a low carb, low sugar diet for a while. But again, you do that out of appreciation for food, or you could do portion control for a while, but you do it out of appreciation of small portions rather than in order to lose weight. It's a different motive. So once you release the resistance and have the right self-image, all these other things will work better. But you can't do these things to cover up a bad self-image. It's not ever going to work. You need to love yourself first. Be comfortable with yourself and then see yourself the way you prefer to be and accept that you're already that way, no matter what, even if it sometimes gets bigger, sometimes smaller, who cares? Okay, these things happen naturally, and I'm telling you that too much attention on the topic means there's something wrong. You know, you see on social media these influencers that have their attention on the same topic, on health, every day. They post something about health every day. There's something wrong with these people. They're mentally not well if that's the only thing they have their attention on. Okay, if you have your attention on health all the time, man, are you ever unhealthy? And if you have your attention on weight all the time, you're likely very much struggling with weight. So having no attention on a topic is actually a sign of good health. No attention on the body is good health. No attention on weight is good health. It means it's running automatically just fine. Okay, so if you're going to put your attention on this topic, do so positively, consciously, the way I just described. Either that or don't put any attention on it at all. You got that? When you put attention on it, you do it to release resistance or return to your ideal self-image, or you don't put attention on the topic at all. Now, if you need more help with this, I have a program called Reality Creation for Weight Loss on my website in the membership section with a bunch of audios that you can run. Okay, but I've already told you the basics here, and you can run those to completely obliterate the problem once and for all. Isn't that what you're going for? So that you don't have to consciously focus on this nonsense all the time. Paradoxically, when you no longer consciously focus on it, nature just takes its course. And you get the shape that you actually are by nature. And most people are by nature neither fat nor slim, but something in between, like me, as you see. If this helped you, recommend it far and wide. I'm Fred Dodson of realitycreation.org.